No, no, no. They want to talk to you. Sit down. Sit. Okay. I swear he loves me. Just kidding. Hey, Jack. It's just me and you. Do you want to tell him what today is? Today is International Dog Day. It's Monday. It's August 26th. Come here. Come here. Okay, sit down. I want to talk. We're going to talk all about you today. Okay, everybody. So this is Jack. This is our yellow lab. Right. He's a good boy. He is going to be 5 years old in November. So he's got a birthday coming up. And he's a little on edge right now because it's almost time to, you know what. So I get lots of questions about Jack. You love Jack just like I love Jack. You love when he makes a cameo. He's always by my side. He never seems to leave. When I'm cooking, when we're outside in the morning with coffee, he just is a big mama's boy. So I thought today, since it's International Dog Day, that we'd go through a bunch of stuff about Jack. So Jack is from a breeder, a kennel in Oxford, Mississippi called Wild Rose Kennel. And my husband is a huge research guy and researched yellow labs, English labs. He wanted to hunt with this dog, all this stuff for probably 2 years. So we narrowed it down and we happened to be moving to Nashville. We started doing the research when we lived in Minnesota. And we were honestly going to go get him, put him on a plane and bring him home. And then that change in our lives happened and we moved to the South. So it was perfect. It was only a drive. But we put in for a litter very early on, made a deposit. These dogs are a gentleman's gun dog. And what that means is they can live within your family. They can act like a gentleman and they can also hunt. So they do adventure training. They do waterfowl, upland training, you name it. So we got him when he was 8 weeks old. His mother's name was Delilah and his dad Indian. And he came from the cutest litter of black and yellow puppies. And it was puppy picking day and we went on a Friday. We were so excited. We got to see a picture of him when he was just a little teeny baby, barely little eyes open and everything. And then that day they brought us into the room with the other families. You're put on the list, so you get kind of to select your puppy in order. We were the second pick of the litter, and there was another couple next to us that picked up Jack and picked up another puppy, and they're like, I don't know, cute, you know, of course they're all adorable, but we were just trying to look at the mannerisms, and I don't know if you can really tell at that age, you know, at that time what your dog's really gonna look like, but I felt like I could get a little bit of a read, and I remember just kind of like locking eyes with him. And then my son Luke, when the other family picked up the two dogs and were like looking, Jack just looked right over us and like locked eyes with Luke, and Luke's like, Mom, that's the one, that's the one. So as soon as she put him down and was like, we're gonna take this one, I grabbed him so fast, I was like, this is him. So of course he has a little chip in the back of his neck. They scanned him, he was ours. We didn't let him out of our sight the rest of the day. We took him home. They put you through a really, really nice training as a family or as an individual if you're to purchase from them, and did a whole like class and everything. And so we learned a lot just about like potty training and the different things. There was some different training aspects that were new to us, that in the long haul, I guess is what I'm saying, they really served us well. So I'm going to tell you a couple of those things, and I think you could probably do this with your own puppy. And some people looked at me crazy, and I remember looking at Steve crazy when these were the rules of the house, and I was like, well, that's just not even fair. He's just a baby. But it ended up setting us up for a very well-trained, very good, mannered, awesome, polite. I don't know if you can say a dog's polite, but he does not jump. He does not sniff in your crotch. He honestly, you know, the other thing he does, when you open the door to go out, he always waits and looks up at me. Like, after you, my lady, he's a gentleman. It's interesting, all these things, but he did have quite a bit of training, so I will tell you that. Wild Rose will only take back their own puppies to train, so you can't bring your dog that you got from another breeder there to be trained, so that's another thing. But we got him at the 8-week mark. We brought him home, and we played with him and loved on him and all that stuff. He was not allowed to have any toys. I know, right? Like any chew toys. They're teething at that time. What that does is promotes them to start chewing your shoes and your furniture and everything. So as much as I wanted to buy him every little squeaky toy and everything darling and little bones and everything, it was like a complete no-no. And I was like, wow. So we just played with him ourselves. We took him out in the yard, and things like that. And he has never, ever chewed anything. He just hasn't been a mouthy dog. The only thing he does is lick and kiss and lick and kiss. And if he has one downfall, which I don't know if you count that as one, is that exactly. He's just a kisser. He's a lover. Are you a lover? You are a lover. I know, everybody talks like that when they're around their dog. So he came home and we spoiled him and loved him. They do something called place training. And so he has this little like hammock type little bed when he was younger, and you put it down by you guys when you watch TV or anything like that. And it was called place. You would say place. And so you'd say, Jack, place. And he would sit, and you'd have a little leash on him. So when he wanted to try to put one little leg off or get off, you just kind of yanked him back on and said place again. And we did place training with him for the whole time he was home with us, because he left when he was 7 months old and went back for training. And he was gone for 5 months. He went away a baby and came back a man. It was so heartbreaking, and we missed him so terribly. We ended up taking a big summer vacation in an RV. We tried to stay really busy because you just fall in love with that sweet little thing. And then at 7 months, we had to take him back to go to a training. But they taught him everything. They taught him hunting. He knows the second he hears a gun, like he is on. He also did upland training with like antlers. He did an adventure training, which he can kayak, canoe, bike, hike, go on trails. He can go on a boat. He can so any kind of adventure, because we love traveling and like taking our RV and going all around with him. He will go anywhere. We could get a leash, ride our bike next to him. He knows how to not get in front of the tire. He knows how to get in a canoe and sit right down and not rock it too much. He knows about like hiking and staying on the trail. Like that, if anything, that was like a really, really good investment for us. And then they take them home and he gets trained and lives with an actual family with kids. And so he knows how to be around all of that. So he is like the jack. He's the jack of all trades. He can do pretty much everything. Now, Steve's taken him to hunt a few times, but I will tell you, he is really a family dog. He did not turn out to be the hunting dog maybe my husband wanted, but quite honestly, Steve is obsessed with this dog, and he's such a good boy and a good family dog, and he'd be ready to go hunting at any time. He's not up with it, like you really need to use that skill with the dog, but Jack, don't go anywhere, stay here. I think he hears Steve. See, I just said. Come here and sit by me. Come sit by your mom. Sit. I'll give you a little loving. Sit down. Come here. Can you sit by me? Can you lay with me like this? Show him how you do this at night. And he's like, no, you hear somebody, don't you hear Dad? He's like, no. Okay, well, he's gone, so we'll just have to finish this up alone. What was I saying? Jack, come here. Jack, come on up. Sit down. Sit. Good boy. Stay. Good. Okay, good. Steve just has loved him. And honestly, we couldn't ask for a better dog. He's such a great part of our family. We just love him. The kids fight over sleeping with him. He is place trained on his bed. He's never pottied in the house. He loves to swim. He loves people. He is a people dog. He doesn't care much for other dogs or animals for that much. He, not that he has ever raised a lip or been mean or anything. He just doesn't care. He'd rather be with humans than with any other dogs. So he's super funny. He's got a great personality. Super, super sweet. He's not allowed on the bed. And here we are. But I will tell you, on the weekends, he almost like knows it's the weekend. Like, I'm like, this dog is so dang smart. So Monday through Friday, we're up early and whatever. I think when he starts to figure out like, oh, they're sleeping in, must be the weekend. from bed, one of us will be like, Jack, Jack. And then you can hear him right up in and gets in the bed with us on the weekends, and we get to love on him. And then we go out and get our coffee, and he just stays because he's like the king in here. But we love him so much. I don't know what else to say about him. He eats Purina One Sport. It has, I think it's like I don't remember the fat content, but a lot of people ask me about food. That's the brand of food that the breeder had started him on, and he's pretty active. I take him like on these hiking trails. He goes for a walk every day, all that jazz. We do like one of those chuck it balls out in the yard. He wears the cutest little, I don't know, the only thing I can switch up about him would be his collar from time to time. Sometimes I find some at Target or on Etsy. Actually found a really great brand that I'm going to start carrying in the store called Found My Animal that I really love because I love the messaging behind it and adopting other dogs and things like that. But he's just a love, and we couldn't be more happier with him. He has a million nicknames. Gomez, don't ask. Jack, what else do they call you? Bear, Mr. Seal. Isn't it funny? You name your dog something and then you call them a million different things, kind of like your kids. The shedding is not terrible. I only have him groomed once a month. And they do a de-shedding on him on occasion during the season, but it's not too bad. I will tell you that I love my Roomba. That 900 series Roomba is the only thing that saved my life, because early on when he was losing the puppy hair and stuff, I was like, oh my gosh, we have dark wood floors. And I was like, I do not know how I'm going to do this. Like, I'm kind of a neat freak, and I'm like, the hair. But now that little Roomba comes on every day, gets all the hair, and then, what's wrong? Gets all the hair, and then I empty the little cartridge, and we're good to go. So we're good. The hair's not so much. Is it? Is it? Anyway, everybody loves Jack. Happy International, and is that what it is? International Dog Day, Happy Dog Day, whatever one of these holidays are. But I thought it'd be a great day to bring Jack in bed and talk a little bit about him and how much we love him. And he's just a good boy, aren't you? Should we get a treat? Should we get a treat for being a good boy? He never barks. I've heard him bark like twice. Do you even know how to bark? All right. Well, anyway, Jack, thank you for being here today. Say bye to the people. Say I love you. Say see ya. Say I'll be dropping my bone in a video later today, probably, won't you? All right, guys. Hey, thanks for joining me today. I hope you got to learn a little more about Jack, and I'll see you next week.